Oh, so yeah, the way it happened was I actually went to UTSA to get my printmaking degree, and they were doing. I mean, it's fine art kind of stuff where we're working with large Bavarian stones to do lithographs. And it was a really classical type of training of what printmaking was. So it was like zinc etchings, copper etchings, and stone lithographs. And then I came in and I was like, well, do y'all do screen printing or anything like that, like more commercial type stuff? And they didn't, so I had to bring all my own stuff over there to UTSA, um, which now they have a full facility there. But at the time, I was like, well, okay, I guess I'll figure it out. So I ended up I taught myself in high school because all my friends were in punk rock bands, and I couldn't play the damn thing to save my life. So I ended up just teaching myself how to screen print, and then when I went to school, I was thinking I was going to get more education, but I didn't. But I ended up, figuring out other stuff. But then they brought in this letterpress, and I was just thrown away. I was like, oh my god, because I already used text in my pieces in the first place. So then when they brought this letterpress in, I was just totally thrown off, and I immediately fell in love with it. And I ended up going to different shops on the west side, and I found Munguia Printers, which is like this huge, amazing story behind them. And I ended up buying this one from Munguia Printers. And Mr. Munguia, Ruben Munguia, was like really thrown off by me because he didn't understand why I wanted this old piece of crap. So I bought it for 300 bucks, and he thought I was weird, but it's not too far out. And so yeah, I had this in storage for like 20 years, and then we just bought this property on the south side, and we wanted to start a design firm. And this is kind of the heart of the entire design firm, is where we use a lot of old school technique, and then we actually combine that with new technology, such as our crazy Mac laptops with all the programs, Illustrator and Photoshop. But we start here. We start here by literally laying down type, lead and wood type, and if we don't have a letter, we actually cut it out, and then we put it on the press bed, and then we do a proof press. So this is an example where we're doing a commemorative poster for Southside Chamber of Commerce, where we literally lay down the text, and then one by one we test it out. So like where you have programs, so you can see the difference in these two, the arrows on the bottom. Where you have programs, you can just move that, but what we actually have to unlock it, put it all together, and then rerun it. So it's a little laborious type of process, but it's part of the art, and it makes it totally different. And people see that, like you can tell the difference in this kind of process than when you get something in the mail, or you see something on social media that looks like it was done on a computer. But this is a little different, and so there's a little more intimacy to the design, which I think people are really attracted to. This one, we were trying to like go with the, I guess the theme of Feel the Energy, and Southside Chamber said that they wanted to use who's the other? Tesla, Nikola Tesla, a lot of his kind of crazy inventions. And I guess even during that time period, there was during the Industrial Revolution where you start to see stuff like this come about. So it was a neat like matchup. And so what we wanted to do is continue with using like a lightning bolts and that kind of like splash pizzazz type of stuff. But then we actually looked up like electric circuit symbols, and so I cut this symbol out, which represents a line of electricity. And then we also added like these different little lead type that was at that time period the same fonts that they were using back then. So yeah, it was pretty neat. It's a fun project.